both. They're showing a knowledge that Djed Pilllar always has been an understanding of a condenser, source of electricity. Okay, snake in all ancient worlds, Kundalini energy, electricity. So people say it's symbolic. We say it's actual. They actually had, and it is not wireless electricity like the Great Pyramid is free energy without wires. Look, it's connected. It's connected to a point. Now, and Djed Pilllar, some people believe actually represented a condenser that had involved with electricity, and it's not free energy. Look, it's plugged in. See?
The mystery school of the Jedi opens, allowing the few to learn the ways of the Egyptian-based aspect of balance the new Jedi Order sees as divine inspiration.
Audio Jungle.
This will allow you to find guidance with many of the teachers explaining their interpretation of a Jedi and how to become a warrior of the Force. This is the modern-day training for any who are being awakened into service of the world and the real forces. The recognition is still behind perfect. It leaves many who are seeking to find at least some semblance of answers that are not based on either the fictional Jedi manual or the many content from the films. You will see the difference between fiction and reality, as many are feeling the symptoms of Kundalini or awakening the Force that has always been hidden inside of you. Our virtual classes offer lessons in emotions and dealing with them, awareness, the disciplined mind of the warrior, the purpose you hold within, stress relief, and dealing with dark emotional behavior. Then we will step into the Force. This living or cosmic force is responsible for our very being. Our mind and body are two aspects of it. The planes of existing will be discussed as well as the real abilities one may possess. Learning how to control them as well as the mind with professional teachings from the wide range of teachers. These mystery school teachings are valuable to growing the self into a compassionate and mindful master of balance. Some of the wisdom being taught is known as the basics given throughout the films as advisory notes to the few who saw the real truth within the story. All this comes as much of our content, absolutely without charge, subscribing or any payment at all. The words of even the fictional masters falls on many of its fan base to deaf ears. Many find a way to profit from so much less and commonly posted or known content. They demand viewers to subscribe and like their rehashed work. Many are making a living from this once sharing of thought on social media, but now, they relish their small fame and it is their need to stay relevant that sees them most. Copy exclusive, unique content, even buy spoilers to comment their next video on. They become consumed by this need to stay relevant and keeping the subscriber interested with more and more fiction than the films they watch. Their lies have been seen and noticed by others yet still remain employed by them. You may have watched them or know of the type who still cheekily have the little respect for their subscriber to ask for payment directly from them as and includes cash for views they receive. Yet this kind of disrespect is guaranteed never to appear in our content. Yes, they will come looking amateur with no professional involvement, not just to keep the relevant content being hidden behind costly effects but to make sure you receive as much of it without the need for pretending to be anything else. The role for them requires film and editing knowledge not needed as are many modern desires in the new life you may be taking as you start across your path. And this is always your experience and it is your reality you view it from. We can only give interpretations that we have a belief in common. There is no correct way for many of the themes you will see, and your own is not being made incorrect as these are the mind's own way of explaining a very uncommon theme. Many are ancient or have only experience of others to explain, but this is not always what is considered as fact. Just because it is not written in books doesn't make it any less real or true. You have come across our path due to our common beliefs or seeking clarification of your own. We are welcome to help anyone who seeks truth where others don't. Despite all of that, our content will always be either exclusive, unique, unheard or told before, and will try to provide real facts or theory to clarify the truth. Some videos though may be self-apparent as known though or fact but will have purpose behind its reuse. As others post to the sites others' content, some repeats or wrong details may exist but where found are always fixed. With that said, the mystery school will be coming soon here on Return of the Jedi. Jedi mystery and Jedi history takes on another theme uncommon with popular belief. Many of these come from the sects that kept them secure for centuries. The Templar Knights are just the most famed order of knights that were gifted with esoteric wisdom for their own mystery schools across Europe. They received most from first-hand sources and are the keepers that guard the huge library that is part of the ancient Hall of Records. In mystery and histories they use these direct sources for much of the content or evidence for. The series will include History of the Guardians. Long before the fall, their deeds were written down for later myth and legend, but here will include less known to unknown events of that were written by the Library of Recorders, their roles, their struggles and triumphs too, the wars and forces they saw through, in unique detail. Have you ever wondered why so many gods existed in ancient times? Well, the wondering can rest for a while, as the ancient faith or religions were not the same as our modern ones. They did not worship or have organizations that governed the praise of a singular powerful deity as our lesser purposed for humanity are. They were the early scientists, chemists, mathematic inquiry that was for the benefit of not them but for mankind. This early order of laws, rules and measuring the forces of nature was the reason for most cultures with pantheons of gods that were once known to walk amongst man. Yet back in the long-lost era, they all had very human origins and were gifted in abilities that were rarely seen. Their timed lives were only longer but not immortal in that understanding, but would be seen as much more was added after their life would be in the cosmic order seen in the skies globally. The first were primal, representing the elements that make all we know and see, yet much to be understood. All to be told coming soon only here and exclusive.